Hey everyone, Cody from Mac Telecom Networks. It's been a while since I did an office tour and a network rack tour and what type of gear that I use. So we're going to do that today, and this gives me a chance to test out this new GoPro that I'll be bringing with me on site jobs. So we're going to go around this office first, then we'll go outside, look at all the cameras I have, then we'll look at the network rack. First up in this office, I have a X-Files clock. I love the X-Files, been a huge fan all my life. This is just a vinyl record that I got off of Amazon. Then we have Harley Quinn. This is made out of Lego. And then we have my pink Fender Jazz bass, and this is a Mark Hoppus from Blink-182 signature model. If we look at the top, I'm a big fan of Lego, and you can see all the Legos that I've collected and built. And then we have our Nano Leaf. Over here is another guitar hanger, but I have all my guitars downstairs now, and you'll see that shortly. Hanging off of it is the Net Ally Aircheck G3. We go a little more to the right, we have the Batman and the Joker, and the lights around them are Philip Hue. And then we have the Simpsons Lego that I built, that's the Quickie Mart. We have something from Horizon Zero Dawn, and then we have this Harry Potter train set, which I haven't finished yet, and I'm not sure if I'm going to. Next up, we have the Starry Night Lego, which was really fun build, and it comes out as like a picture. On the desk, this is where I do a lot of my top-down views. So we got the G4 Instant couple watches. I have my talk phone, which I have set up now to use for my business. We have the 16-port light switch. We have this Protectly that I'm doing a video on, and then we have these Alta Labs access points, which we have a video coming soon. Beside that, we have my new Xbox, we have a PlayStation, and then we have these KRK speaker monitors, which are awesome, and we have a Focusrite audio input. For the lights in this office, I use the Elgato key lights, which are great, and these are also Elgato. I forget the name of them, but I will put Amazon links down below. I have 3 different monitors, and this is gonna drive people crazy because they're different sizes, but a couple of them are old. They're MSI monitors, which I'll be getting rid of. Up top, I use the Canon 90D to record videos. Now we have my Corsair mousepad, which is always dirty because I have cats and they like to go on it. But then we have the Stream Deck, we have a Corsair keyboard, Logitech mouse, and then we have my Go XLR, which I believe they're going out of business, so I'm gonna have to look for something else. And I use a Shure SM7B to record my audio. In the office, we have a U6 Enterprise access point. There wasn't supposed to be an AP there, but I misjudged where to drill a hole, so now there is an access point there. Now in the hallway, this is something that Chantel made, and it's kind of like Lego, and it's a picture of us both. In the main room, we have one of the U6 in-wall Enterprise access points, which is great, and then we have a Protect sensor up in the corner. This window here, yes, it's a little dirty, but it goes directly outside into the catio so that we could let the cats in and out, which is awesome, and we'll take a look at the cameras in there. Now we're gonna go outside and look at the different cameras, but we do have another sensor on the front door just to show open and close and temperature readings. On the front of the house, we have the G4 Doorbell Pro. This is just the original one. We're waiting to get the PoE one, and then I'm gonna have to run a cable from here all the way to the basement and open up the wall. On the right of the house, we have the AI Bullet, and then in the middle, we have a G5 Dome, and there's a lot of spiders around this area, so when the infrareds go out, the spiders will cover up. So I'm waiting for the G5 Enhancer so that we could always have the floodlight on. And then on the left side, we have the G4 Pro, which is awesome. On the left side of the house, we have a G3 Flex. There's gonna be a lot of noise down here because there's construction happening down behind our house. Now this is the backyard. We're gonna end up putting a G4 Instant back here to watch the birds, which is gonna be great. It is super loud. Like I said, they're doing construction. This is temporary, or at least I say it is. This is a U6 Plus. Originally the catio was here, and that's the tube that went up into it. On the catio, we have this G4 Bullet camera, and then inside we have a G5 Bullet, and then we have another G5 Bullet. And on the bottom, we have the G5 Flex. Now coming inside to the basement, this is where I have my network rack and storage. We have the Unify Connect, we have the Unify Rack, and this bookshelf is just used for extra gear. We have a bunch of cameras, a UDR, some more cameras, a cloud key, and some other stuff down there. Up top, we have the Unify Touch phones, which we will be deploying more of those in the future. Now this basement is unfinished, which is fine. We're probably not gonna finish it because we're gonna build a new house, and that's gonna be so much fun to do the networking for. But this is where all my guitar stuff and the network rack. So first up, we have a acoustic Fender guitar, and then we have a Tim Henson Todd 10N, which is a 9-line guitar. We have a couple Ibanez guitars. One's a 7-string, this is 6. We have a Charvel, we have a Fender bass, and then we have a Squier bass. On this side, I have a Fender seat, and I have another Shure SM7B, which will be going down here eventually. We have a Vox amp, we got some pedal, and then I have an Ampeg bass amp. And this is the new computer setup, which I'll be using for editing as well as playing guitar with. We have a little Blink Bunny, and then we have some more KRK speaker monitors. Again, we have a bigger Focusrite audio input, and we have a new Mac Mini M2, which I just picked up, and I really haven't used yet. We have all the Apple devices. I don't even remember the name of that keyboard or the mouse. The monitor is a gigabit 32-inch monitor. We have another touch phone, which I'll be taking phone calls down here once I get used to the Mac a little bit more. Now to the network rack, which is usually a little bit cleaner than this, but I've been working on projects. I've been switching around the cabling, and I think we're gonna redo this whole rack. I might buy a new rack. If you'd like to see a video of that, please let me know. At the top of the rack, we have the Ubiquiti patch panel, then we have the USW Enterprise PoE. So this powers up pretty much everything in the house, and it also does the cameras. Below that, we have the USW Pro aggregation switch, which I really don't need because I don't use a whole lot of ports out of it, but I did a review on it, so I'm keeping it. Now for the firewall, we're using the UDM SE, and I do have a 3 gigabit by 3 gigabit connection coming in, as well as a 1 gigabit backup line. Underneath that, we have the mission critical switch, which is used to power up the outdoor USW flexes for the catio, as well as my garage. We have this little brush plate, and then we have the PDU Professional. I'm really hoping that Ubiquiti comes out with the virtual routing redundancy that was promised with the PDU Pro, so that we can have our UDM SEs in high availability. Now this may be a little hard to see, but this is my Synology NAS. It's the DS1621XS Plus, and I love this NAS. It has a 10 gigabit Ethernet interface. Now this used to be filled with the Ubiquiti panels, but I had to use a couple of them at a job site, so now we have a couple blanks. But we have some switches that are just sitting here. These are Aruba, they're not even powered on. And then we have the RPS. Yes, there isn't any rack ears on this. I misplaced them, so we're gonna have to buy a pair. For my cameras, I used the NVR Pro, which is a great device. And then my UPS is a CyberPower UPS. And this pretty much runs my business. Anything that's on my Synology NAS is just for my YouTube videos. Now that was a pretty quick rundown of my office and my network gear. If you'd like me to do a longer video on all the network gear in my rack, let me know down below. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. All right, thanks.